Now the passenger side of the dash I'm about to do now. Once again, I've learnt lessons in doing the other side. What I found is when I use a whole sheet to cover the holes, when it comes to cut out the piece that has to be removed, I end up damaging the piece to be removed. Now I can't do that with a glove box because the veneer is a pattern veneer and it's a matched burl. So what I've had to do is to cut the glove box hole out very, very carefully. Now hopefully, if I've done all the measurements correctly, I should be able to match up the veneer in the centre, and at the same time that glove box hole will cover the hole and then fit around the curve of the dash. Now at this stage it looks like it lines up, but the truth will be when I actually put the veneer on. So what I'll do now is to put the glue onto the dashboard itself to start with, and then I'll start putting it on the veneer. Same as last time, I'll put it on both sides of the veneer, but only on the top of the veneer when I've satisfied that I've got it in position. So I need to get plenty of glue on here. Make sure I've got enough to make this stick. Now once again, the weather is warm today. It's already over 30 degrees, so and I'm sweating in here, and hopefully this will be enough to allow me to get the veneer on without the glue drying. But even if it does dry, as I've said before, with high glue, all I have to do is to heat that glue up again, and it will be able to stick. So at this stage I won't go right across the dash, so I want to be able to make sure I fit it over the hole. So I'll do right up to the edge of the glove box, and then when I'm sure it fits, I'll put the rest of the glue around the corner of the dash. At this stage I've got plenty of glue on that, hopefully. Right, now I'll put some glue onto the veneer. It's also very handy if you've got three hands. Apart from that, I hope to be able to get this on. Some plenty of glue on this main thing, so I know it will stick. Amazing, you put this glue on, you think you've got it on, and then you look back and you can see dry spots. So I don't want any dry spots underneath. This is the surface that actually has the glue, and I need to make sure it's fully covered. Now I've got pencil lines already drawn on this side of the veneer, so I know where the veneer has to stick down. So I know that I've got to cover the panel with glue up to the pencil lines, probably a little bit beyond would not do any harm, just so I can make sure that everything glues down. Very messy. job to make sure you've got everything on. Okay, that appears to be all the glue. I'm running out of places to put things. The glue is starting to curl the veneer up a bit. Put the dash back up on here. There's the veneer. Now I've also marked some positions on the veneer here, so I've got something to line up with. Now that'll make sure I line the join between the two faces of the veneer. So far so good. Okay, I'll start putting some glue on this side so we can hammer that first bit in place. Now just go over the whole surface fairly quickly. See if I can get that on. Okay, more glue along there. I'm hoping I've actually mixed up enough glue. Otherwise I'm going to get halfway through this and get caught. All the way down there. Lay on the glue pot. And make sure I've got glue underneath that veneer at the end there. That's right. I'm starting to build up a bit of a sweat. Now, I did wait for the warmer weather. Okay, this is the tricky bit where it starts to go around the end of the dash. This is the bit where I'm always a bit concerned that I'll split the veneer as it goes round, although when you put the layer of glue on the top, it seems to really relax the veneer. Okay, let's get that to go around a little bit, make sure it's on. And it goes. Now I know it seems to lift up a bit, but as that glue tacks off a bit, it won't do that. It will actually stay down. So I've learnt that from the other side. I just need to get that over the end of the bench. Never enough room on the bench. I'll just turn the video off until I finish that. The final piece of veneer to put in place was the glove box. I've just hammer veneered that. Fairly flat panel, so that's not difficult, just a case of lining it up. So that should be fine. The passenger side I've just got under a cover of absorbent paper just to make sure it dries slowly. Given the heat, it's probably going to dry fairly quickly. So what I'll do is I'll wait till it all dries and see how it looks. It won't be perfect, but I'm really quite happy with the way it's gone on. You obviously need to take a lot of care when you match things up, and not having done it before, you tend to be a little bit nervous about how to put it down and whether you're moving quick enough or you're moving too slow or so on. But having said that, if you make mistakes, you can fix them. If you really have to fix them, you can fix them. Minor problems that I may have on the dash when I see it dried off, I may decide that it's fine. It's got the general look I want. It's got a nice pattern across the dash, or it appears to have, as I've laid it out. So I'll see what it looks like when it dries, and then see if there's any bits I need to go over, like I did on the driver's side, to re-glue if it missed a few pieces. Not a problem. Got the iron there. As I say, it's got to be not hot, just warm to the touch. I mean, yes, it'll hot if you leave your hand on it, but you should be able to put your hand on it like that to be able to use it. If it's too hot, and you may be, if you're experienced, you may be able to use a very hot iron, but I'm not. Warm iron, you're not going to burn the veneer, and if you leave it there a little bit longer, it'll gradually warm the veneer up and melt the glue enough to re-hammer. So all in all, quite happy with the results. The dashboard has now had 17 coats of lacquer on it. Now, when I looked at it, it's still showing the grain, so what I've decided to do is to rub it back again, which I've just done. Rubbed it back with 240, then 320, then 400, and this time I've got very little grain hopefully appearing in the surface. Now, I wasn't aiming to have a Rolls-Royce glass finish, certainly wasn't the intention. What I want to be able to do is have a nice smooth glossy finish with the waves of the veneer and maybe some grain. That's not a problem. So I want it to look like wood, not plastic. So I'm hoping that should be the last time I need to do a full cut back. Now, it's not a case of wasting the lacquer that's already on there, because that lacquer fills the grain up, and it's feeling a lot smoother now. So hopefully this time when I put another probably 6-7 coats on, it will come up nice and smooth and glossy. Now the dashboard is finally finished. I've mounted most of the instruments on just to see how it looks. The finish is quite good. As I said, I wasn't aiming for a glass type finish. I wanted some patina in the look. So there are, you can see slight perfections in the veneer if you get up close, but all in all it's come out quite nice. The burl veneer I think really looks nice on this particular dashboard. It gives the look of what you come to think of an English vehicle with woodwork. The burl veneer really looks spectacular, so I think it was worth all the effort. And I've finished the dash top as well, the piece that goes across the top, the vents. It looks well, it contrasts well with that, so I'm very pleased. So I'll move on to the next project.